Let's save the project as a component. We'll use a thumbnail image to identify it, so click anywhere in the island camera view. That'll activate it, and key F9 to render a preview. You can also start the preview with a Render Dismiss Preview button on the title bar, but since you'll be doing a lot of preview renders, you'll get used to using F9. Now the render won't look like much yet because we only have the default gray ground effect covering it, but it will do for a start. Go to the File menu and select Sign and Save to bring up the component signature window. Image for thumbnail, go over to the Browse button, and that'll take us right to WCS Frames where we have VNS Last Render Ping. VNS saves preview renders under this name, overwriting it each time, so it makes it very easy to find. Double click it, it loads, and we now have a thumbnail in our component signature window. Let's add a description. Getting started with VNS3. This is the Island project. Save to disk and close. The Save Project box warns us that we already have a project of that name. We know that, so let's go ahead and overwrite it because that's what we'd like to do. And the project was saved successfully. That's always good to know. If you go back up to the menu, Help, Tutorials, that'll open our startup window here, and existing projects will now have the Island project listed. Its project name, and then the comments we had there. And you can see this will come in handy if you have several versions of the project that you want to make changes to see how it works out. And with the comments, you can find out which one's which and save yourself some time. Close that window. We're done looking at that. We'll need it in a moment, so activate the Island Camera View window again. F8 to switch back to real-time view. We don't need diagnostic data. We'll find out what that is later on. Up until now, the Scene at a Glance has been left in its freeform mode. That is, we have all the categories listed. Let's now break it down into task modes. That's where the 8 buttons here come in on the icon toolbar. They filter the upper pane and show only task-specific component categories. Let's start with the last one first, the Render Task Mode. We're interested in the cameras. Expand the category with the plus in front. You'll see we have the 3 cameras that VNS created when the new project was created. Above the pane, the first 4 buttons allow us to enable, disable, add clone, and remove items from the Scene at a Glance. The next 3 buttons control visibility in the upper pane. First, only enabled items removes things we don't have. Animated items, in our case, removes everything because we have nothing animated. And the last one, which allows us to expand the Scene at a Glance, comes in handy when you start rifling down through the subcategories within each component, and you get all this stuff down here. Click it again, slides it right back to where it belongs there out of the way.